So the mess and the way out is how I call this video. And basically I wanna talk about how we got to all this shit and how we get through or supposed to get through, or how what's the way on a spiritual mental level and energetical. Now it's also quite good to become physically strong as well, because it's all one, has all influence on each other on all levels. So the mess and its way out. How did we get here? Now the whole thing is that the collective has become so weak, or down such a path of darkness or dark spot in the past. Became such a dark spot of all these energies. Not anymore, because we lifted it well. But become so closed up and dark spot as well, that all these energies try to manipulate through, because the lower you go, the more or less you basically become a slave to it. But that's, how low these motherfuckers who try to control are, because they run away so much from their demons that they push it outwardly with their last life force drop they still have, which could empower them to just go by and do some kind of action. That's why they needed the collective, and that's why they needed the collective so low, and try to control this through all that. Now the problem is, when the collective goes with that, you only can do as in riddle so much to stand up, stand strong, and pave the way of new light, and so others come with you. So the whole thing then is that we need to, as a collective, we need to realize all that we need to empower ourselves. We need to stop giving our power away to certain energies, and this all goes back to the core wound, of you not being one with the creator essence within you. And you got taught to oppose that light through many different patterns, which lead astray. And those who are the weakest, they try to, because it's at least some pattern, then basically worship or follow, make a thing out of the downward pattern, the downward path of suppression, because suppression is also energies pushed out, kind of like the astral, but obviously through a negative connotation. So, and the weaker you become, or the more you give your power away to that, and go the opposite direction of awareness and consciousness and the light of the creator, you obviously oppose it, and you choose the path of ignorance, and you try to separate yourself from yourself, and then you burn in your own hell, so to speak, in your own fire. You lost all control through trying to control, and now you're totally dependent on the outside. So basically you're swimming in the unconsciousness of the creation's womb again, which was made as perfect mirror to the creator, as the feminine embodiment of that. So it's perfectly made in God's light. It's a perfect mirror of where we are consciousness wise. So I don't like the word consciousness because it's used for so much, but it's a perfect mirror for that. It's divinity. So there's no distortion in that, because it's part of the game and the perfect counterpart of the masculine creator essence. So this doesn't the creator doesn't need opposition. The creator within yourself neither. You don't need to oppose God or source or the light that originally shines through you straight from source, because you are one with it. You have the innate creator essence within you. So it moves all at one. We are all individual, but it moves all at one. Separation is this game, and in separation you're always separated from yourself first and foremost, and then you create this in the outside world. Now, unless you really want to push that out and think you can overcome that by being the creator from that playground, but you're only pushing that out and being responsible for these energies, but you're so low that you're in irresponsible energies because you're just going by, you're just swimming in the unconsciousness and the deeper dark spots of this universe, which still need to be uplifted and transmuted back into empowerment again. But this all correlates to where the collective is still at, right? When how many people or beings, you might say, energize this, on how much these energies are energized, right? So these energies are from that perspective kind of passive, but once you are at the brink of overcoming that, all these or everyone basically in energetical form, everyone who energizes these energies, in some way or form you feel like you're attacked by that, because people still got something away from these patterns and from these energies. So they think you're taking their power away just by being you, by being aligned with the truth, true source within of light, of God. So, but that's because with anyway the whole thing with patterns is if you get lost with them and give your power away to them, then obviously you're stating that they govern you, and then you fall into the forms of that, unless you realize you just pushed out some energy which was in the womb of creation anyways, through darkness which was created through some collective misunderstanding, misconception, traumas and suffering anyways, and actually it's just the past, and you're actually just reiterating the past in its lowest form, but this universe doesn't go backwards. So basically the lower you go, the more you got lost in yourself, in your own trauma, and not in the real self, but in a false created self. But you're not any higher than the collective, and you who are watching this, you are not part of this probably. So the more you align with truth, with God, with the true source of light, and that you are innately connected to and innately actually embody and are the original beingness of the creator, that you are made in his liking. So once you understand it, once you realize that, you realize how much of a pity party all this other shit is, because basically these are all these energies, and you might be born in this shit, so that's why you heal these traumas of your whole family line. But that's why these energies might have been attached to you or connected to you through that, because they saw some kind of resonance, and especially if they saw your light, then they thought, this is tasty, and then they thought like they could get away something from them. But from a higher perspective, that's why they scream so loud. So metaphorically, because they know they will burn in God's light or be transmuted. And so the part of them which energized the past, or this old way of being, which was never a real efficient way of being, and was rooted in falsehoods or misconceptions, and that's why it only could go so far. And that's why people kind of hold, because they still hold resentment towards the creator, because they got shown all these patterns, and with patterns you use the creator essence, but obviously it's not the creator itself. So you so you then kind of, your inner child feels kind of hurt, because you were misguided basically and got it taught the wrong way, although you tried, your best. And so you gotta let it burn off though quickly. And actually, from one perspective, it's much easier to let it go and let it burn off quickly, but obviously, because and this could be through many different variation. I don't have to go through the extreme, but if you basically learn that hurting yourself or cutting yourself off is good, then the more you align with the truth and pure beingness and these higher frequencies of truly shining your light and letting the light of the creator pour through, then it doesn't resonate anymore. And then you kind of feel betrayed, because you learned otherwise, and now you think you're the bad guy for that, but you're not a bad guy unless you want to create it from that level. So you then have to bring all your awareness to that and heal that energetically, or know the energetics behind it, and heal your inner child. And unless you realize that, some go then to extremes to cope with that, in some kind of way but in some kind of way we in the past incarnated in such dark spots that everyone got some kind of addiction now, like drugs or something, as a way out, because the core wound was so deep, because the collective core wound was so deep, and so many energized it, this pattern of you having to cling to any other way or outside force pattern that leads you away from yourself, but helped you survive in some capacity. The more you get lost in that, the more you pass by, but the more you try to heal it, the more you empower yourself and the world around you. So that's basically that. I hope this might help some people. Beautiful nature, beautiful sky out here. Truly these higher energies coming through, and I hope you're doing well. Peace.